Welcome back. Well, here's an interesting question our next guest would like you to ponder. So which would you prefer when you retire? $1 million in a lump sum or $5,000 a month for the rest of your life? It's like a lottery question, right? Do you take the big jackpot or do you do, how do I get the most bang for my buck? And joining us, Adam Wolf. He is back. He is here to offer his help to people planning their retirement. He joins us every Tuesday on First Coast Living. It's good to see you. Okay, so what's your take on this? Lump sum, this applies to retirement and the lottery too, or we just want to kind of focus on retirement? As far as the lump sum or the monthly installment?
Well, a lot of folks would say both. You know, I'm in that camp of both, having the $1 million and the payout on a monthly basis. But, you know, we're going through that conversation of, you know, what makes more sense for folks to have be fixated on a balance that they have in their accounts, like that $1 million, or to be fixated on, you know, $5,000 a month for the rest of their lives. It really depends on a bunch of different factors. What do you want to have happen in retirement? Do you want to have that $5,000 coming in a month because you don't have other fixed sources that are coming in every month to pay those bills? You know, or do you want to leave a legacy or leave money behind if that $5,000 potentially goes away over your lifetime? So the question is, what do you want to have happen in retirement, and what is the best way to have that actually occur for you specifically, and if you're married, your spouse, and to leave a legacy for your kids and grandkids as well.
And you say when your clients come in to sit down with you and talk with them, sometimes they look at the big number at the bottom and they think, okay, I'm set. But you say sometimes there's a false illusion about that number may look big, but you have to think long term.
Exactly. When I look at that big number, it tells me a couple of different things. I first look at what is the tax classification of that money. If it's an IRA, if you have this large number, a lot of that IRA is in the government's hands. It just hasn't been taxed yet. So eventually it will be taxed. So does it make more sense to pull it all out at once to be taxed, or leave it to someone, when your beneficiaries, your family members, your kids, to have it be taxed all at once at that point, or to trickle the tax cost out over time? Now, also within that $1 million, there could be a lot of fees built into it as well. So from a guarantee perspective, there's ways to do things, and then having the amounts of money to be built up over time within your savings, they aren't necessarily equal every time.
Let's talk about streams of income, if you will, when people retire. What are those typically that people can rely upon to help supplement their lifestyles?
Well, a lot of folks fall under the Social Security category. So having a Social Security benefit, that's a fixed stream of income. Also, I see it less and less every day now, but the pension, the traditional defined benefit pension from employers, that is a fixed source of income. And typically those streams last as long as you last, or if you have a survivorship option on it as well for your spouse. You know, the only other way to get that is to go to an insurance company and purchase an annuity with a fixed stream of income. And there's different ways to do that. It's not appropriate for everybody, but to have that guarantee to pay you a monthly income forever when you choose to do it, when you are flexible with it, it can still leave balances behind as well for others. So there's ways to do it, and we work on both sides. We work on the investment side, the money management with the balances, and we also work on the insurance and annuity side to be able to offer those approaches for folks within their plan. And sometimes when you work with an advisor, they may know one side, they don't know the other.
Sure.
And this allows you to, based on your plan, have the best fit for you and not for them.
So if someone's watching right now, who should come see you? At what stage during their retirement, or they're not in retirement, they're thinking about retirement, who should come see you at what point in their lives to do what, to get where?
Yeah, so if you're planning for your retirement, if you're 4 or 5 years out from retirement, you need to come see us to start that conversation to say, will I have enough, or how much more do I need to save to get to that point? If you're nearing retirement within a year and you're like, hey, I'm dead set on retiring early, just had a client come in and we got her retired 6 months early than she thought she could because of the way we tweaked her overall plan. And then folks who are in retirement who might not necessarily have a plan or want to do better, or see if they can do better, get a second set of eyes on it, those are the folks that need to come see us, and come see us every day.
Because you say you have software that can project out, based on this interest rate and this income, and it's coming from this place, and for how long, and it's not like you're sitting there with a pencil and a slide rule. Like, you have some pretty sophisticated stuff to help people kind of have a better understanding of where they are.
Exactly. Now, I've been doing this for a while, so there's art to it, in addition to, because of the experiences that I've seen with folks and helping them, but then there's also the math behind it, the science behind it that allows us to really look and analyze fees, risk, and make sure you don't outlast your money.
Good deal. Adam, so good to see you.
Great,
Thanks for
Casey.
being here. We appreciate you as always.
Thank you.
If you're approaching retirement, or if you're already retired, as Adam just mentioned, and if you'd like to map out your budget for retirement, you can visit Adam. Their number is on your screen if you would like more information. There's also a website where you can get more information from him. You could ask him any questions that you would like. They'll try to get back to you as soon as possible, they say. And there is also some offers for First Coast Living viewers. So just call 904-232-8760 for a complimentary consultation. That and so much more. 2 offices across the area, one in Jacksonville, also one in Clay County. And we appreciate Wolf Retirement, of course, for making this happen. Well, still to come, you may have seen him here